Hey everybody, it's Jim of Animated Educated. Today you're going to meet Benoit Feroumont, who is a
Hello.
Belgium. There he is. That's him, and he's you start off as a comic strip author and animator, and now you've become the animation director of Robot Dreams. How did you first get into animation?
I was 13 and my cousin invited me to some kind of camp, animation camp. The morning we were making some animation for 2 weeks, and it was I was with my cousin, and I've made some little. It was a western, in fact, and we made that. And so I discovered the animation. So when I came back in my hometown, I just around a good friend of mine received 8 millimeters camera. And so I said, oh, we can make this pixelation. And so I started to make animation. I discovered animation through this camp.
Is this the first thing you've done? Been an animation director on?
No, it's a fourth feature that I work on, but it's the first time that I'm the animation director of the whole film. In Robot Dreams, it was the case. I was in charge of I put the style that I wanted with of course, with Pablo Berger, with the director. We discussed about, but it was really my brain, my decisions that were into the films, the style that I wanted to see in the whole film, in fact. And I put a strategy to the whole film to have a good animation, not only a good animation, but also a believable, concrete animation
Mm-hmm.
in this for this little animals and robots. In fact, my strategy was to make them as more believable as possible. To The purpose was because the emotion at the end is so powerful that we need to believe in them before we can believe in their emotions. So with the animators, I direct them but with a super as simple as possible animation. It was really to make it as not fancy things like quiet things and simple things. Also, because we don't have a big budget, we need to make it simple and to make it precise, take care of things, but not going on things that must cost a lot of time, human time cost. So to take really to take care of that, and then support the emotion of the film.
Oh, wait! Don't go away yet. It's getting better, really. Seriously, if you want to do anything, right now is a good time to subscribe if you like what you see. Okay, all right. You like what you see so far? Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah,
That was the
I really didn't know what this film was about, which is great. I love that when I go into a movie and have no idea what it is. I haven't seen any previews or anything. And yeah, I was really impressed that it was in the 1980s and all the brand names from that era and no cell phones. It was
yeah,
all.
that's something from Pablo and Yuko. In fact, that he decided to put it in an era that he did know before. It was in New York, and he decided, okay, let's put it in New York. In the 80s, I knew this place, but I want that everything will be recognizable. He knew that he wanted that the New Yorkers recognize the places and say, "Oh yes, I recognize this. I recognize that." And let's create a New York that we knew before, and this kind of nostalgia. And in fact, Pablo says all the time, it's a love letter to an era that he was in love with before.
I was curious when was the first time that you learned about Robot Dreams and met Pablo Berger?
In my case, from my side, I was drawing a comics book. I was in this room, same screen, and I receive all 2 years or 1 year, each 1 year, each 2 years, some kind of. Do you want to direct the animation? And the last time that I did that, it was not a good experience. So I decided to not do that anymore. But this project was completely different. Um, I I read the script and I fall completely in love with the script. It was exactly what I was expecting for. I was waiting for something that can give me the opportunity to go outside of this room. And in fact, in the script, there was already all this emotion that we have on the film. And I was here reading the script, and I say, "Oh fuck, I have to go. I cannot leave this. I want to do that. That's a not an obligation, but it was a." So I met Pablo and Jose Luis through a Zoom meeting, and uh, and I accept the opportunity. It takes 1 month to make the negotiation with the money, because I have to go to Madrid and go to work there close to Pablo, and it was okay with my family. My children were young adults. They say go go, and that's a dream for you. That's something that you want to do since long. So let's go. So I go. For the first, at the beginning, it was just for 1 year or so. It was manageable. It was 18 months. It was longer, but I go okay. Let's go for 1 year in Madrid to direct this animation. The character design was so good, and the mood, this yes, New York and everything. I was completely okay and comfortable with this universe. He discovered me through a short film that I've done before called The Lion and the Ape, which is a short film. And he says, I would love that you put the animation that you have done there into my film. So for me, it was really not easy, but clear. And it was not easy because it was a tough work, but it was clear for me. I don't have I was inspired by the script. I was inspired by the backgrounds and the character design. So for me, it was okay. I see what I can do. Let's make it.
Are there any scenes in it that you really love? Like, oh, this is it? Or are there any scenes that you were kind of having trouble getting through?
There is two scenes that I really love. It's the one scene is the scene with the when dogs try to pull robot outside of the sand, don't succeed, turn around and go to the phone and notes that the rope is cut. And in fact, I love this because it was really important for Pablo. This scene, this particular scene, and we succeed to put the correct person at the layout, the correct person at animation, the correct person at the second part of the animation, and mix everything. And Pablo was really anxious about this scene because it's key scene and for the emotions. And for me, it was really I was not stressed. In fact, I was less stressed than him because. But I was super happy to have this success about okay, we can without words succeed to put all this emotion with the face, the body language, and everything. And I really love this scene because of that, because Pablo was really expecting something. Uh, we give him a little differences from what he was expecting, a little bit more or so, and the film is really believable and understandable. And it was tough because we have to understand that a dog will leave the beach without his friend. So that's not a big thing. That's something. In fact, that's a big thing. That's something that the audience must accept.
Mhm. And then I was looking at some of your films that you worked on. Your first one, I think, is called Buzz. Is
My
B-E-Z.
street, yes, it was a short film.
Yeah, with the fly and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was watching that, and I saw the lion and the monkey, and
yeah,
there's one that was interesting because it's like it's 2D, and then I saw one
yeah,
that was 3D, and
yeah.
how do you say that one? It's D. I'm gonna just throw it out there. It's je
It's
veux
a
voter.
it's a dialect from Belgium.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
dialect who says "I love you." In fact,
And I guess you based some of that style on your Kingdom series that you're working on.
exactly. In fact, the
Yeah.
Kingdom is based on this short film. It's based on the background. In fact, I just had finished this short film when I started the Kingdom, and my editor asked me to make a short story in comics based on the short film. And I said, oh no, I don't want to tell this story anymore. I've worked on that since 3 years. It was really hard, and but I take I took every because I've got a lot of research. I've made so many research in the backgrounds. I invent all the village, the little town. I've made so many. I've got so many research and pictures and so I invent new characters, but inside this background. And so it starts like that improvisation. It's like I have got the background, the city, and I put some little toys, some little the puppets, and I start to play with them. And it starts like that, in fact. So yes, that's the link. That's the link between the kingdom and this short film.
And with that one, did you I mean it's in 3D.
Yeah.
Did you animate that or were you directing it or how did that work?
I I animated. In fact, I animated the part, the mainly the beginning of the animation. In fact, at this moment, it was really it was in 2005. It was really the beginning of the end for the 2D animation, especially in United States. Disney was closing his studios in 2D, and there was this mood about the fact that 2D will die. And I was a little bit aware about my career, my way of, and I, with the producer, with my producer, I asked them if we can do that in 3D because I was let's go to try to test a studio, new people, new things, and also for myself. And we did that, and it was okay for. But at a certain point, I have to get back because my technicity, my knowledge of the software was impossible for me to go inside the 3D with a big to embrace everything. So I didn't become some kind of 3D geek guy. I didn't know exactly that. And later, I direct some commercials, TV shows in 3D, but I never become an animator in 3D because technically it's too far from me. And really, I'm a best drawer than a 3D. It's more about puppets. In fact, in 3D, it's more about manipulating real puppets. I never see that as different than 3D. Real things with fingers. It's only with a pointer you drag things, and it's more of the yeah. It's more that is and I'm a drawer. In fact, in my heart, deeply, I'm a drawer. And so after that, I say, okay, I don't want to do 3D anymore, at least for a while. And I go back to 2D, and it becomes the ape, the lion, and the ape.
Do you have any advice for any animation students or artists or comic book artists?
First, don't be afraid of the AI. Don't be afraid of that because I've seen that in my career several times. I've seen that with the 3D CG thing that I've embraced at one moment, and then I come back to drawings. Second, be creative. That's the only thing. Uh, Go outside. Also, I always say that to the students. Go outside. You cannot draw life if you don't see or live a life. So it's not the point to be all the time in your room. You have to face the real life and be yes, to see it in the point of view of observations, and to come back. And if you just stay in your room, it's impossible to be pertinent, to be accurate on what you want to tell, and be creative. Always, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you don't have the good ideas. There is room in this part of your life that you will not succeed to put some things. It's okay. It's okay. You have to wait and continue to be creative. If you cannot invent things, try to make to go outside and draw people and draw little stuffs, houses, trees, people, and it will come. Be
Good advice.
confident.
That's good advice. Yeah, yeah. So are there any, you said you had this new comic out now. Is there any other future things that we should be looking for?
There is for now that I'm into comics book. I'm working on my own stuff, trying to put some things in production. But I'm at the start. I'm the start of this process. I'm working on the Kingdom, a new book on the Kingdom for now. That's my payable work, which is really nice. And I'm working quietly here in my beautiful atelier. And I'm in May. There will be a adult comics book called in French it's mou. I don't know the word in English. It's soft, but it's not saying that what I want to say. It's a funny adult book, and yes, I will. I have project in mind, but no, it's nothing is started. I want to. You will hear about me in the future for sure.
And any plans of making any more animated films?
I'm reading scripts and I'm reading projects, but it's difficult to find a good thing that can bring me outside of this thing, and it's really a tough job. And so I'm waiting, not waiting, but reading scripts and reading projects to, it's always 2 years and it's difficult to. So for now, I'm a little bit. I want to make some personal things, and later for sure I will be involved in some or as a director or as an animator or as animation director for in the near future. Yeah, but I don't know yet.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming on Animated Educated, and just I've
Thank you
it's
for
been really
inviting me.
great. Yeah, it's been great to finally meet you. We tried to meet up when you were in LA, but
Yeah,
you
I
were
came
kind
too
of
late.
busy with that
Yes, I
robot.
was busy.
Yeah, just a
Yes,
little bit. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, and yeah, and definitely
thank you.
I'll keep in touch. So, okay,
Thank you,
great.
Jim.
All
See you.
right.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye. Bye.
thank you. All right, bye. Take care. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Benoit Feroumont, the director of animation for Robot Dreams. And if you've seen Robot Dreams, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the film. And if you haven't seen Robot Dreams, you might be able to see it in a theater near you, because they're really starting to distribute it around the US. So yeah, so check it out. If you like this episode in any way, you can press that button right there to subscribe, or you can take a look at other videos I have here that you might be interested in. And we'll see you next time on Animated Educate.